Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. Israel surprised by Trump's announcement that Iran deal is reached and could be signed this weekend. Iran claims its 60-day truce includes immediate and permanent ceasefire in Lebanon. Israel officials reportedly did not receive advance notice and were surprised by US President Donald Trump's announcement that its deal for a 60-day ceasefire had been reached with the Iranian regime, which came shortly after he had promised to carry out more military strikes in Iran. According to multiple reports, the proposed agreement would establish a 60-day ceasefire during which the United States would lift its naval blockade and provide limited sanctions relief. In return, Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and make commitments related to its nuclear program. Meanwhile, the sides would continue to negotiate a more permanent peace agreement. Edit. Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu so far only said that he spoke to Trump on Thursday evening, describing the agreement as a memorandum of understanding with Iran to enter into negotiations, and hinting that so far the regime had not committed to the demands most important to Israel. Even though Israel is not a party, the Prime Minister expressed his appreciation for President Trump's commitment that the final agreement of the conclusion of negotiations will include the removal of enriched material, the dismantling of enrichment infrastructure, limits on missile production, and the cessation of Iran's support for its territorial proxies in the region, Netanyahu's office said. Israeli media outlets reported that Israel had not been informed before Trump's announcement on Truth Social. An Israeli official told Ynet News it seems Trump is eager for calm during the World Cup. On Friday morning, Iran's Mehr news agency, citing a source close to the regime's negotiating team, reported that the memorandum of understanding calls for an immediate and permanent ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon, a development expected to draw strong opposition in Israel. Trump stated that due to the deal being approved by the highest level of Iranian leadership, he cancelled the scheduled strikes and bombings. According to NBC, the announcement came just 3 hours before the scheduled start of the military airstrikes. Discussions and final points have been in both concept and great detail, approved by all parties involved, including the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Turkey, Pakistan, Bahrain, Kuwait, Jordan, Egypt, and others. The naval blockade will remain in full force and effect until the transaction is finalised, Trump wrote. Later on Thursday, Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that a deal has been reached subject to finalisation of documents, adding that it could be signed by US Vice President J.D. Vance in Europe over the weekend. It's a very strong memorandum of understanding that is a little conceptual, Trump said, explicitly stating that the Iranian Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei has given his approval. However, Iran media at first rejected Trump's claims outright before its foreign ministry spokesman Ismail Bahal noted that claims which have been made regarding the agreement are speculative and nothing has been finalised. Trump's latest sudden pivot reportedly came after he spoke to the mediators from Pakistan, who reiterated that they had a deal with Tehran, according to the New York Times. The news outlet Axios reported that the key gaps has been closed, and the day before, during talks between Iran officials and Qatar mediators. Mehr reported that the Memorandum of Understanding also includes a provision calling for the withdrawal of US forces from the areas near Iran. According to Trump, Iran agreed it would not have a nuclear weapon, though he did not specify what this would mean for its enrichment infrastructure or for any remaining highly enriched uranium in the country. Citing three informed sources, Axios said the sides reached an agreement on three key points: reopening the Strait of Hormuz during the 60-day ceasefire, outlining the nuclear talks during the ceasefire, and established a mechanism for releasing Iran's frozen funds. There is no set date of sanctions relief, and it will be tied to the implementation of the deal, an informed diplomat said. Regarding Iran's nuclear ambitions, the regime would vow not to acquire a nuclear weapon in the future. Trump also agreed to the possibility that Iran could dilute its highly enriched uranium inside the country under international supervision, a senior American official told Axios. However, concrete steps would only be taken if the 60-day negotiation period results in a final agreement. Nevertheless, the diplomats said that the Memorandum of Understanding goes into details on all the nuclear issues and satisfies all the United States requirements. Whether this is all just bluster and Iran doing the double take again and telling their people one thing and telling the United States another. And I don't like the fact that there's going to be a ceasefire in Lebanon, especially when Hezbollah is firing rockets into southern Israel on a daily basis. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.